Hey everybody, it's Bailey from Faith Hollow Farms. I am outside momentarily trying to get a little bit of sun, but it's still quite cold. But I want to talk to you today about something that's been on my heart. We have made the decision this year to homeschool the girls. Mind you, this is not a decision that we take lightly. I have actually been researching it for a little over 2 years before we have finally made the decision. This year has kind of been the deciding factor for us. Yeah, it's been a rough year for us. I have chickens and turkeys also that want to be in the video. But we have many reasons for homeschooling this year. First and foremost is public school is kind of rough right now. Besides all the stuff in the media and everything like that, I feel like it's just changed from when I was in school. I feel like that this whole no child left behind, pass everybody through type business is just really wearing them down. I mean, if a kid genuinely needs something more, they need a little bit more attention, then they're just not getting it. And I feel like it's just getting worse. And I have nothing against public school. I went to public school all of my life. And my husband, he did parochial school until about 6th grade, and then he went to public school. Someone's trying to eat my pants. But I also feel like that if I could handpick, my select favorite teachers, and there's some really good ones that I really like, put them all in one school, then it would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. But it's not like that. And I have absolutely nothing against teachers. I have family who are teachers. But I feel like the level of, understanding and maybe care of children at school has gone down. If you see a child wearing the same clothes every day with worn down shoes and has a negative lunch account of over $1,000, don't you think there's a little bit bigger of an underlying issue there? And that's where I have a problem. But nonetheless, mostly it's the schoolwork. My child is struggling. I mean, she's in 3rd grade and she has an F in language arts. How do you have an F in language arts? Year 8. She also had a D in math. How do you have a D in math? And the reason why I don't understand is she comes home and we sit down. We sit down and do her homework and she gets it all right without my help. But then when she gets to school, she just can't. She just can't do it. I've seen her in tears at our kitchen table trying to do her math homework because it's core curriculum and I don't understand it because it's not what I was taught and she doesn't understand it. However, the worksheets they bring home have 0 instruction on them, so I can't explain it to her. They don't bring home their books, so I can't read the lessons and go over it with her. But when I show her the way that I know how to do it and she gets it right every time. But then she's upset because they're not allowed to do it like that at school. She says they're also not allowed to, read the problems aloud at school. Some children just have to do that. I am a hands-on person. I have to do things hands-on to learn it. I can't just hear an instruction and do something right off the bat. I do better seeing and doing it and working it out. But it is a struggle and it shouldn't be this hard. So I feel like, I'm nothing, like I said, I have nothing against teachers, but I'm also her mother and I know her and I know how she works and I know how she thinks and I know her personality. So I feel like it would be best if I taught her. It will be a struggle for me because I have about this much patience with caffeine in my body. So plus we'll be homeschooling 2 preschoolers at the same time, which will be a bit easier on them, but not for me. And not to mention, school is expensive. even though it's a public school, so we're not paying to go there besides our taxes, but I'm paying $50 to $60 a month in lunch that 2/3 out of the time she throws away. That is a waste of money, a waste of food, and it's, I mean, I could feed her for, you know, what, $1 a day, you know, all 3 meals, and there's just, I mean, there's so many things in school right now that I have an issue with. You know, we've got bullying, which, mind you, that's going to happen whether you're in school or you go to church or you're in Girl Scouts or you're in karate or you're in 4-H. It doesn't matter. It happens. So I don't think that's the real reason, because I'm also a firm believer of toughen up. And guess what? Brush it off. I was made fun of all the time. Guess what? Brush it off. And I don't think that there's so much going on that we can't handle that as a school, but there is so much that she wants to join me apparently. There's so much that we still need to figure out, and there's just a lot going on that I'm not really sure about. Here comes Cora. Did you want to be in this video, Cora? Come here. Why do you want to be homeschooled?
Because I don't want to be away from my mom so long because I love her so much.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the other thing, is that she leaves our house around 7:45 is when she gets on the bus. And mind you, our driveway is long enough that I actually have to drive her to the bus stop. And she's not back until 4:15, 4:30. That's a long time for a child to be away at school. Not to mention, they're at school for 8, 9 hours, however long they're away, and they still come home with 2 hours worth of homework. So by the time she gets home and does her homework, and then we have dinner, and then it's bedtime routines, shower and bed, there is no time for them to actually be kids anymore. So I don't know, I just feel like, I hate to say it, but I feel like it's a waste of a day. I mean, and it's, you know, what I could teach her in 20 minutes takes them over an hour at school because it's one-on-one lesson. Yeah, she'll be in other programs to help her, obviously, be social. I mean, I'm not going to keep her home. She's not a hermit. But I mean, I still want her to interact and do extracurricular activities and stuff like that. So we'll probably be in a co-op or something like that. But I don't know. I'm praying it works out. You hope it works out? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be sad to leave school?
No.
What's the best thing about homeschool? There's an airplane apparently going by. Anyway, what's the best thing about homeschool?
It would have to be like being at school a shorter time and like only going to school like 3 or 4 hours and not just staying at school for 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah. I also believe that there's an issue with the fact that kids aren't learning life skills at school. I mean, my child needs to know how to get themselves dressed and or measure a cup of sugar, or I don't know, how to grow food. How, you know, when I ask, you know, where did your dinner come from, I don't want to hear from the freezer section. And there's other things that kids need to know how to do. Kids need to know how to balance a checking account. They need to know how to earn money and what money really is, where it comes from, and how do you use it. And they need to know about nutrition, and putting 12 different things on their lunch tray is not going to help them learn that. They're going to just learn how to throw things away that they don't want. And it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be interesting. But I really pray that it works out. And I hope you guys are praying for us that it works out. I'll go over, whenever we get all of our curriculum in, we'll go over it, and I'll show you guys a video of what we're going to try and do, and kind of do an update on if it's working for us or not. We're going to go hopefully to a couple homeschool conventions and look at curriculum and do some workshops and get some more knowledge. But like I said, this is not a decision that we made lightly. It was several years of actually researching, studying, watching hours and hours and hours of videos. But yeah, we're hoping for the best. It will definitely be a change for me because, you know, it's easy to get up, get them dressed, put them on the bus, and go sit on the couch, or to watch TV and do a couple loads of laundry. And hey, go feed your rabbits. Thank you. Or easy for me to just, you know, pick up and go to Walmart. This is going to be like a full-time job. And I should treat it like a full-time job. That's going to kind of be the hard part. I haven't had a full-time job in a while, luckily. But it'll be nice because, you know, getting done with school at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then being able to go out and garden, take care of our animals, play outside, good gravy. I want my kids to eat mud pies like we did, you know, build tree houses, and do all those kind of things. But for me to get up, get ready, get dressed right off the bat, that's not who I am right now, so it's going to have to be someone I become. Unfortunately, I hate coffee unless it's loaded with sugar and ice and chocolate and other good things. So, but, I mean, if you're homeschooling mama or dad, you know, leave me some comments and let me know. You know, give me some advice, and hopefully you stick with us through this journey. I mean, I may be completely gray by the end of this year. I may be completely mad, lose my mind, but, you know, my husband's on board, and he really supports everything, and at first he didn't like the idea, and then, you know, whenever he started having to help her with her homework, and he started having to do some of this stuff, he's like, this is just kind of crazy. So, we're going to make it work for us, and I hope, you know, hope it works out, and I hope everybody can kind of see our journey as we go. But we will be homeschooling a 4th grader, 2 preschoolers, and then we will have baby Nona, who is 1. So it'll be a good mix and long days. So, well, hope to see you guys soon, and we'll give you an update soon. But happy homeschooling and happy homesteading.